What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with the NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Thursday, March 9th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. That is where you will get updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. Finally, I want you guys to sign up for our lineup generator. You see it on the banner at the top of the screen and at the bottom. Link in the description. You get 50% off that first week. It's going to cost you less than $5. We generate thousands of lineups. We throw out the trash and we let you pick through everything that's left. Pick chalky builds, balanced builds, contrarian builds, lock in players, export up to 20 lineups via CSV. It's a great tool for you to get your feet wet using our projections and our boom busts and our optimals, all that good stuff that we have behind the paywall. This is a good way for you to check it out. Again, link in the description. 50% off your first week. It's going to cost you about $4.50. Can't ask for a better deal. Now, we're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Jabari Smith, Franz Wagner, Tari Eason, Mark Williams, and Xavier Tillman on the outside looking in, who will be my favorites. My top 5 plays for today. It's time to find out. Alrighty, first up at number 5, we're going to have Marvin Bagley. He is power forward center eligible, 6K, projected for 33. The goal is 36. He's in the optimal lineup 24% of the time. 29 minutes-ish for Bagley. Still missing a couple guys from the Pistons, but I'm assuming Bagley starts at the 4 alongside Jalen Green. He's going to be a 1.1 fantasy point per minute guy. The problem here with all things Pistons is that they get to take on the Charlotte Hornets today. The Hornets are terrible just across the board, much like the Pistons. It's a massive pace up spot for Detroit. They gain 2.5 possessions over their average. It's actually supposed to be a competitive game, so the guys that are going to play big minutes actually matter here. And Bagley's good, like from a fantasy perspective, good. He's a terrible, actual, real-life NBA player, but 16 points, 10 boards for Bagley, projected for a double-double, an assist, and a stock and a half. Price tag works, the position works, and the matchup does not get any better. In at number 4, we're going to Mo Wagner. He is power forward only, which is interesting considering he's probably going to be the starting center for the Magic today. 4,400, projected for 27. The goal is 28. He's in the optimal lineup 26% of the time. The big piece here is Wendell Carter Jr. is out, so we're expecting to see Mo Wagner. I gave him 26 minutes. He's live to play upwards of 32 if he closes in a competitive matchup, but I tried to be at least a little pessimistic. That still gets him to the 4 spot. Pace up spot against Utah. Not the best Utah defense. Wagner's a fantasy point per minute guy. So both Wagner's on the list, by the way. 20% usage for Mo. 14 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, and a stock. He's just not priced correctly for the role that he's going to have today, with him stepping into likely that starting spot with no Wendell Carter Jr. So take advantage now while you can with great positional designation. Like power forward is insane. You can just get to him so much more now. And 4,400, not nearly the correct price for a starter. At number 3, we've got Cam Thomas. He is shooting guard small forward eligible, 4,700, projected for 26.5. The goal is 29.5. He's in the optimal lineup 27% of the time. This one's tricky, but I think that I gave him the lowest projection I could, and he still finishes 3rd. You can get to a ton of him by the end of the day if it breaks correctly. I gave him 24 minutes, but this team is without Dinwiddie, Cam Johnson, Royce O'Neal, and Nick Claxton. I might be missing somebody else. Ben Simmons, too. Lots of dudes out. I don't know if Cam Thomas is going to start or not. His role has been minimalized. He only played like 6 minutes in 2 games and then ended up getting a DNP CD in his last. But even at 24 minutes, he's a 1.1 fantasy point per minute guy. He's going to do a lot of scoring on the second. They don't have a lot of creators left at this point. 17 points on 28% usage, 3.5 boards, 3 assists, and maybe a stock. But that's 24 minutes, and he still gets here. He could start today. He could play more minutes off the bench. He could close. All of those things are going to get him up to 26, 27, 28, upwards of 30 minutes. At 24, he's still a fantastic value. Anything more than that, and he starts to creep up to that number 1 spot. So even if you think that he's not going to be out there all that much, in 24 minutes, Cam Thomas is still exceptional. I'm getting a little tired of rostering Terry Rozier, but you kind of have to today. Point guard, shooting guard eligible, 8,200, projected for 41. The goal is 47. He's in the optimal lineup 28% of the time. He's playing 36 minutes a night, maybe 37 for today. It's a completely amazing matchup against Detroit. The Pistons are so bad. They're missing a bunch of bodies as well. And the rates for Rozier with no LaMelo around are massive. He's over a 1.1 fantasy point per minute guy. You expect him to play big minutes in a competitive matchup here. 24 points on 28% usage, 6 assists, 5 boards, and a stock. Closer to a stock and a half. The prices come up, and I know that the performances have not been there, but the raw rates for Terry Rozier with no LaMelo around, especially in a matchup against the Pistons, I can't get away from him even at 8,200. When you use our lineup generator, you're absolutely going to get to a bunch of Terry Rozier because he's just a good value, and that's going to grade out well when we generate our lineups. Now, if you want to build chalky lineups or balanced lineups, or if you want to be more contrarian, you can do all of those things with the lineup generator, and it's only going to cost you $4.48 for that first week. Worst case scenario, you don't like it, you cancel, and you're out $4.48. You don't ever have to think about it again. You're not locked into anything long-term. I personally think that you're going to love using the tool. So make sure you're signing up using the link in the description, and then go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to my sims as we get closer to lock. And finally, our number one contender is going to be Jalen Green. He's point guard, shooting guard eligible, 6,800, projected for 35. The goal is 40. He's in the optimal lineup 28% of the time. No KPJ in this one, so it makes Jalen Green look a lot better. 32 minutes, basically at the point, 1.1 fantasy points per minute, pace up spot against Indiana. Not the best Pacers defense either. 31% usage for Jalen Green with no KPJ around. That's 24 real points, 4 boards, 3.5 assists, and a stock. The position looks fantastic. The price looks good. The role on the team is much better with no KPJ around, and the matchup doesn't get much better than the Pacers. All of the bad teams are basically playing today, but none of the guys on any of these teams look better than Jalen Green. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Thursday, March 9th. There's a DraftKings version around here somewhere, so check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win some money. We're back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.